Have you ever wondered how The Simpsons predict the future? It's a question that has puzzled people for years. Some people believe that writers are psychic, while others think that they're just really good at making educated guesses. The Simpsons have made a number of predictions that have come true, including the rise of Donald Trump, the 9/11 terrorist attacks, and the invention of the smartwatch. In this video, we're going to explore what Simpson predicted and the different theories about how The Simpsons predict the future. We'll talk about satire, educated guesses, and even luck. You know The Simpsons, right? That beloved show has been on Fox for an incredible 34 seasons, having churned out an astounding 750 episodes. It's not just a show, it's a legend, a cultural touchstone that has shaped our sense of humor in profound ways. It's brought us iconic figures, memorable moments, and unforgettable lines that often seem to resonate with our reality in the most uncanny ways. Take Poochie, for instance. Introduced as a joke, the character ended up transcending its original purpose to become something much more. Because let's face it, real life often outdoes fiction in its sheer unpredictability, doesn't it? Now, get this. The Hollywood Reporter, that esteemed publication, has gone through the gargantuan task of sifting through a whopping 31 seasons worth of Simpson gold. They've picked out full episodes, individual plot twists, one-liners, etc., and found real-life parallels. It's hard to believe, isn't it? We're about to examine closely a world where reality and satire blend seamlessly. Prophetic punchline. When The Simpsons predicted a Trump presidency. Remember season 11, episode 17, Bart to the Future? Yeah, that episode where Lisa becomes president of the United States was just another jaunt into the future for The Simpsons. But who knew it would turn out to be so prophetic? Lisa, casually presiding over a cabinet meeting, drops a line that sends chills down our spines now. We inherited quite the budget crunch from President Trump. Back then, it was seen as a mere joke, a nudge at Trump's then potential run under the Reform Party banner. Just harmless satire, right? But then the impossible happened. The 2016 election results came in, and lo and behold, Trump was victorious. Suddenly, that little quip from years ago wasn't just a gag, it was eerily prescient. The Simpsons crew, left reeling like the rest of us, responded with a rueful chalkboard joke that said it all: being right sucks. And producer Al Jean's tweet drove the point home when Trump hinted at another run in 2024. The line that was once a simple jibe had become a prediction. It just goes to show that truth can indeed be stranger than fiction. Now how's that for a twist? From Springfield to Super Bowl, a winning streak for The Simpsons. You know, there's a certain episode from season 3 called Lisa the Greek that takes Lisa's brains to a whole new level. Right before Super Bowl 18th, Lisa somehow correctly predicted that the Washington Redskins would reign supreme. I mean, that episode aired just days before the big game, and yet it got it right. Coincidence? Maybe. But then, the following year, the studio pulled a similar trick. They dubbed in the actual names of the teams, a last-minute change, mind you. And guess what? The Simpsons nailed it again, picking the Dallas Cowboys as the champions. 2 for 2, folks. For the next 3 years, they tried the same approach. The results? A mixed bag. But then, as if to prove it wasn't all just a fluke, they scored another direct hit, predicting the San Francisco 49ers victory over the San Diego Chargers in Super Bowl XIX. So, who needs a crystal ball when you've got The Simpsons? It's a wild ride of predictions, isn't it? If you're enjoying this video, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I'll be uploading new videos every week about all sorts of interesting topics like The Simpsons, pop culture, and current events. And if you click the bell icon, you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe today. The Fox Disney twist, a Simpsons prediction comes true now. Let's fast forward to season 10, episode 5, When You Dish Upon a Star. Remember that one? In the final moments of that star-studded episode, we get a glimpse of the 20th Century Fox logo, with a cheeky "A division of Walt Disney Company" slapped right under it. All in good fun, right? The Simpsons has always been pretty bold in poking fun at its parent company, but this one was on a whole other level. Because guess what happened in July 2018? Yep, that's right. Fox got sold to none other than the Walt Disney Company. Suddenly, Homer Simpson and Mickey Mouse became roommates. Who in the world could have seen that coming? And yet, The Simpsons had that gag all those years before. I mean, talk about life imitating art. It's almost like the writers had a magic 8-ball or something. It's mind-boggling. Drowning in déjà vu. when a Simpsons episode mirrors a real-life underwater emergency. In Season 17, Episode 10, Homer's Paternity Coot, Homer is under the mistaken belief that Mason Fairbanks is his real father. So what do? Well, each of them climbs into their own submersible, of course, and they plunge into the ocean depths in search of the sunken Piso Mojado. But it's not smooth sailing for Homer. He gets stuck in the coral and his oxygen supply starts dropping alarmingly. He loses consciousness and doesn't wake up until 3 days later in a hospital. It's classic Simpsons hijinks, right? Now, fast forward to June 2023. A real-life OceanGate submersible, carrying 5 passengers, vanishes during a journey to visit the Titanic's wreck at the bottom of the Atlantic. The chilling similarities to Homer's misadventure are not lost on several eagle-eyed Simpsons fans. As the clock ticks, the company is frantically searching for the missing submersible. It had left early on June 19th with a 96-hour oxygen supply. By June 22nd, that time is running dangerously thin. The echoes of Homer's predicament become louder and more haunting. Coincidence or another instance of Simpsons lore turning into reality? Time-telling tech turns true. The Simpsons foretold smartwatches, taking you back to Season 6, Episode 19, Lisa's Wedding. This was a groundbreaking episode, marking the first time our favorite Springfield residents took a leap into the future. And with this leap, the show tossed in a bunch of tech-related gags that would end up becoming, well, our reality. Let me jog your memory. Remember Hugh, Lisa's fiancé? After botching his marriage proposal, he speaks directly into his wristwatch, making an audible, "It's just a quirky future tech joke, right?" Fast forward to 2013 and suddenly, this isn't a punchline anymore. The first voice recognition smartwatches hit the market, making the gag in Lisa's Wedding eerily prophetic. I'd bet it saved a few marriages. It makes you wonder what other Simpsons predictions might be ticking away on our wrists, doesn't it? So how do they do it? Are they really psychic, or is there something else at work? The Simpsons razor. There's a theory called the Simpsons razor that suggests that the simplest explanation is often the best one. In the case of The Simpsons, this means that the writers aren't actually predicting the future. They're just satirizing current events and trends in a way that makes them seem prescient. For example, in the episode Bart to the Future, Lisa Simpson becomes President of the United States. This prediction came true in 2020, when Kamala Harris became Vice President. However, it's important to note that Kamala Harris was already a well-known politician in 2000 when the episode aired. So it's not as if the writers of The Simpsons had some kind of special knowledge about the future. They were just making a joke about the possibility of a woman becoming president. Educated guesses. Another possibility is that the writers of The Simpsons are simply making educated guesses about the future. They're watching current events and trends, and they're using their knowledge of history to make predictions about what might happen next. For example, in the episode Homer Goes to India, Homer Simpson predicts that India will become a major economic power. This prediction was made in 1994, when India was still a relatively poor country. However, in the years since the episode aired, India has experienced rapid economic growth. So the writers of The Simpsons were clearly onto something. Luck. Of course, there's also the possibility that the writers of The Simpsons are just lucky. They've made so many predictions over the years that it's inevitable that some of them will come true. For example, in the episode Lisa on Ice, Homer Simpson predicts that the Chicago Cubs will win the World Series. This prediction was made in 1992, and the Cubs didn't actually win the World Series until 2016. So the writers of The Simpsons were technically correct, but they were also just lucky. So there you have it. Those are some of the theories about how The Simpsons predict the future. Whether it's through satire, educated guesses, or just plain luck, the writers of The Simpsons have a knack for predicting what's to come. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos.